Welcome Aries to your Saturn Sextile Pluto deep dive video. For the first time in 13 years, Saturn and Pluto are 60 degrees, which can be enabling. But if we go back to 2020, in January, they were in that conjunction, and that coincided with COVID. So these are two mighty celestial beasts. What's going to be the significance for you personally? They're going to be within 3 degrees right through to the end of April. I'm going to share what you can expect in terms of your energy, relationships, finance, and work. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. Over the last couple of years, Aries, I think some parts of your situation have been coming to a close. It could be around some of your attitudes. It may be releasing some issues from the past. It may be a separation around a relationship, a job that used to be something you were very invested in came to a close. And all of that now is reaching a culmination point because that's what Saturn is about. It's very much to do with outcomes and consequences. But Saturn in your sign is in its fall. It's not its greatest location because you're about energy, brightness, freshness, initiation. And Saturn is all about how things play out in the long term. So there is a mismatch. But that link to Pluto, which you can see here at 5 degrees 9, is particularly symbolic because Pluto, the planet of change, is in the part of your chart to do with your long-term plan, but also your connections to others. Saturn in your own sign is very much about your own identity. So I feel something about your identity may need to shift in order for you to embrace that future. And of course, Saturn can create resistance. So even though it's a 60-degree angle, which in astrology is said to be helpful, some kind of restructuring could actually at some level be somewhat painful for us all collectively, not just for your zodiac sign. But how can you work with this energy in the most productive way, Aries? Well, I think it's understanding very much about who you are. If you're really clear about your identity, your purpose, and you know where you want to put the energy you have got, then you can link that out to other people. But in the past, I think you have been someone who's had the ability to make things happen on your terms. And I think one of the big picture influences with this aspect is that you do need to collaborate. And that collaboration may be something that you have a natural gift for. If you're very outgoing and friendly and sociable, it may be something you're not so attuned to. But that could be where you do need to really work at it. We also need to be conscious of the event chart when this exactly peaked, that your ruler Mars is in your 12th house. So maybe there are still some issues that you're working through. It's not completely at a point of having released everything. And it will be on April the 9th when Mars moves into your sign that you can move more into the moment. That's followed by Mercury on the 15th of April. So what I'd say to you, particularly with Chiron in such a healing conjunction with Venus in your sign, it is about accepting that some things that used to be such a vivid and essential part of your world probably no longer are. And one of the reasons this is almost certain is that for all of us, technology, robotics, automation are having such a profound impact. So the way we work, the way we connect is transformed anyway. And your situation suggests if you're clear on who you are, how you want to connect with people, and you're up for that collaboration, that could be something that can be very profound and positive. But if that's something that you do find a little more challenging, that's where you need to direct your energy. So in the past, if you have been a bit more of a sole player, it's about working out how you can collaborate and cooperate with others. Now, as far as your energy is concerned, I think that Saturn in the first house can be somewhat limiting. So through the next couple of years, you will need to be conservative about how you use the energy you've got. Also, with such a lot of energy in your 12th house at the moment, if there are more emotional strands that you're still working through, that can deflect from your more physical vitality. But I also feel, as far as your professional situation is concerned, that you could be one of the trailblazers, a person that's seeing where trends are going and using your instincts, but also your past experience, in order to guide this reset in a way which will work out to other people in a very positive way. As far as your finances are concerned, we do have Uranus still in that second house, suggesting through to the 26th of April, you do need to be open-minded about how you can work things forwards. But do know that Uranus is then going to be moving into the third house, which I think can be exceptionally exciting for you. And also, as far as relationships are concerned, if you have in the past found it a little bit difficult to accept that you may have some vulnerabilities and fears, or that there have been some people who haven't understood you as well as they could have done, I think this still can be a very enriching time to use the wisdom and knowledge of Saturn to get a greater understanding of who you really are. And it may be that some parts of that isn't quite the perfect person, because none of us are. So I think you can be positive with this, but I think we all have to accept that part of what's going on is outside our control. And for a sign like yours, that very much likes to be the person at the heart of things, powering things forwards, it does require you to be in touch with your emotions, but also be in touch with everyone else too. If you've yet to watch your April deep dive video, please see that on screen. If you'd like to sign up for your free daily horoscope, Aries, fired to your device each morning, you can do so by clicking on the link beneath this video. If you'd like to work with me directly, please see my testimonials below, and also check out, please, my personal horoscope reports. They're amazing value, but also totally unique for each person they're produced for. Please see below for more. All the best and goodbye.